Hey everybody, this is Michael from michaeldrewmusic.com, and today we are going to be looking at a beginner's guide to chord progressions. Several weeks ago, someone left me a comment on a video and they were asking, hey, can you talk about how chords interact with one another as it relates to songwriting and composition? I thought that was a great idea, so that is today's task. Okay, so if you're not at a piano, make your way on over and let's break this down. So if you've seen any of the videos in my What is a Key series, you know that there are 7 chords to every key. Okay, there are 7 notes in a major scale. Each note has a chord that is built upon it, so we get 7 chords. For today's video, I thought we would work in the key of C. That's the easiest piano key, no sharps, no flats. It's going to be all white keys, and we're going to focus in on 4 of those 7 chords. Okay, the 1 chord, the 4 chord, the 5 chord, and the 6 chord. Those 4 chords are the most common in rock and pop music, and you can play so many songs with those 4 chords. Now, I want you to think of these chords as numbers, not as letter names. Okay, so in the key of C, the chords we're going to use are C, F, G, A minor. That's 1, 4, 5, 6. But remember that because we have 12 keys, you can play these chord progressions 12 different ways. Okay, and if you want to learn how to do that, check out the What is a Key series. I go through all the chords and all the keys. Today we're just going to play in one key, the key of C, but if you think of these progressions as numbers rather than letter names, then you can apply those numbers to any of the 12 keys and simply plug in your key signature and you can transpose, right? That's what transposing is, moving something from one key to another key. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to learn 4 chords in the key of C. Okay, so our first chord is the 1 chord. That's going to be a C major chord. That's going to look like this. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I've got octaves in the left hand. You don't have to do that. You could play a single note, is fine. And then I've got C, E, G in the right hand. All right, so there's our 1. For the 4 chord, what we're going to do is we're going to take our top 2 notes in the right hand and move them up a note. And our left hand is going to move to F. Okay, so that's F major or the 4 chord in the key of C. To go to the 5 chord, we are going to move our left hand up 1 note to G. We're going to take our right hand thumb and play a B right below middle C. Second finger on the D, pinky on the G. So we've got B, D, G. And there is our 5 chord. And for the 6 chord, we're just going to take this and move everything up 1 note. Okay, so in the right hand now, we've got C, E, A, and in the left hand, we've got octave A's. Okay, so to recap that one more time, we've got C, E, G. That's our 1 chord, C major. C, F, A in the right hand. That's the 4 chord, F major. B, D, G. That's the 5 chord, G major. And C, E, A. That's A minor, the 6 chord. Now that we know the 4 chords that we need in the key of C, what I thought we would do is take a look at 5 really common, popular chord progressions that use these 4 chords. Now remember that chord progressions cannot be copywritten. Okay, there's only so many different combinations of chords we can do, and the chord progression in and of itself does not create a unique work. Okay, what gives us a unique work would be the chord progression plus the melody plus the lyrics. All of those things together create a unique work of art. So there's nothing wrong with learning popular chord progressions and then applying them to your own music. There are so many hit songs that use the same chords in the same order. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of a famous song that uses each of these chord progressions, but that doesn't mean you can't use them in your songs. Okay, and I would in fact recommend it. Take these progressions, learn from them, and then apply them to your own composing. So our first chord progression only uses 3 chords, all major chords. This is going to be simply 1, 4, 5. Check this out. So an example of a song that uses that would be Twist and Shout by the Beatles or La Bamba. Those are 2 songs that use 1, 4, 5 all the way through the whole song. Pretty straightforward, but it's a good major chord progression that's always happy and always sounds good. Chord progression number 2 builds on the progression we just learned. we're just going to put a 4 at the end. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 4, 5, 4. So we're still just using 3 of the chords, but we're going to go back to the 4 now. See if you can guess this song. That would be Louie Louie. That's an example of a 1, 4, 5, 4 progression. Our third chord progression is by far the most common. This particular chord progression has been used in hundreds of popular songs. I'm talking about 1, 5, 6, 4. Okay, so now we're going to bring the 6th chord into the mix and take a look at this progression. 1, 5, 6, 4. So a couple of famous songs that use that: Let It Be by the Beatles, With or Without You by U2, just to name a couple, but there are many. If there's one progression to know, that would be the one. If you can play those 4 chords in that order, you can play so many famous songs. Our next chord progression would just switch around the order of a couple of these chords. And this would be 1, 6, 4, 5. And a popular song that uses this progression would be Every Breath You Take by the Police. Check this out. There it is, 1, 6, 4, 5. So did you notice anything that all 4 of those chord progressions had in common? They all started on the 1 chord, right? So I thought we would learn one more chord progression that starts on a different chord. So this would be 6, 5, 1, 4. And a famous song that uses this progression is Dynamite by Teo Cruz. Okay, check this out. So that's 6, 5, 1, 4. So there you have it. There's 5 quick and easy chord progressions in the key of C. Now remember, you can play these chords in 12 keys. Okay, so 12 different ways. I would take the time to learn to do that. Okay, take the time to transpose these 4 chords into every key, and you can play any song you need to. I mean, you can, any rock or pop song, you're good to go with these 4 chords and all 12 keys. So that's my encouragement to you. I hope this has been helpful. If you would like more videos on chord progressions, just let me know. I can certainly make that happen. Have a wonderful time composing and writing music, and I will see you next time.